Hey friends, so I want to start with a few different things. What will this be on? I'm back sharing a lot of things, and I want to say, while that's happening, and I am feeling very full and very from a strong place, and sharing a lot with you all, and giving a lot, and there's a lot more giving in the background that's not going on here publicly. I'm not sure which bird this is. So cute. I think so cute. Um so um what's happening in Palestina is still a really big deal, and the more I'm like returning in this like full power place, the more reason why I'm returning in that place is because of this. And yeah, like it really, and it's not just there, it's also other places in Africa, obviously Sudan and Congo in particular, um, but also in the Amazon, the Native Americans, in the Indians in the Amazonian basin. Like, yeah, there's just so much happening in our world. And then there's all the other stuff, like every other thing that I don't need to mention over and over again. Like, there's stuff in us white supremacy world countries in Europe that's going on, in our hometowns, in our little own home. Like, I'm fully aware what's going on across the board, and none of it is okay. And that is why my work is very much, to be really full power in what I do, and really directing my guidance to the place where I know that I'm best aligned to help something shift in the better way. And the one thing that I would recommend for people to do is get educated on it. Like, if you're not aware of what's actually really been happening in the world, then I would say get educated. For me, yeah, being humble to the situation is always is a continuous practice for me. It's huge. It is huge. It is absolutely huge. And yeah, and like, I'm using my phone, so that's just one practice. Is like, I'm using my phone. I'm so grateful for my phone. I'm grateful I can reach you, but because of my phone, someone else has suffered, the land has suffered, and human has suffered, and loads of other beings has suffered. So how is my action? I don't buy a phone as often. I buy a second-hand phone where possible. I buy an eco phone where possible. I don't disregard and break my phone as quick. I be very careful with the phone. I educate other people on it, like this. There's all these things. Just that's just one example. Like, so we can be so mindful. You know, everything from everything we go to sleep in the evening till we get up in the morning, throughout a full day and every other day. There's a practice that you can, really go, okay, why? And honestly, there's so many people in the world that are not doing that are completely oblivious to the whole thing. And you could be maybe one of those people that are just like, well, it's actually not important, I have a higher purpose. Well, did you ever think, if everyone had that, oh, like, that's not important, I've had a higher purpose, if everyone changed that perspective, there would be no problem, and we wouldn't have higher purpose. You know what I mean? So it's about bringing it back into equality, which, isn't going to happen anytime soon. But we're always having to try and pull back the harmony. As I'm here in nature, surrounded by nature, there was a bindweed here, and there was a beautiful butterfly, like one of those kind of brown spotted ones, jumping around on the the last of the bramble flowers, and I'm just surrounded by what will come to be berries. And today is Lúnasa, today is Lúnasa. So, it's the peak of the beginning of harvest. It's an amazing weather here in Ireland. And, what are we harvesting on an energetic level? Because maybe you're not a person that really is out harvesting and growing, but what are you harvesting? What seeds have you planted, and what are you harvesting? And what are you going to harvest to give, right? Like, because, we harvest something to sell or to provide or to offer. So what is the offering? What is the gift? And what is the service? Yeah. And I don't believe that it's good that like the stuff like in the world weighs us down, but I really do feel like we need to feel it, and we need to not carry it with us, but like feel it, so it can help us transmute and activate others in the changing and the liberation, and to trust your path and trust the guidance. Next thing was, I had a dream last night, and so I am a really big dreamer. I work with dreams a long time, and I dream every single night and have multiple dreams. And in most cases, when I wake, the butterfly's back. Most times I wake, I will remember those dreams, and depending on how I wake. And I also give advices on dreams, but I'm not like a dream expert. It's not something I sell myself as. I'm sure, I was thinking of that recently, probably in 20 years time I probably will be a dream expert at that point, because it just feels like that's what's going to happen. And because I could already help people a lot with their dreams. So anyway, and then so Terence McKenna came to me in my dream last night. Now, he didn't just like come in my dream, he was there in my dream, like in spirit form. And it was like quite funny, because I kind of know what he looks like, but like he didn't look like what he looked like, but he did look what he looked like. It was like the real Terence McKenna, which makes no sense and a lot of sense. Oh my god, 2 butterflies just swimming around me. They're so beautiful. Same ones, obviously, having fights maybe. And yeah, he was teaching me stuff in the dream, and it was really interesting. So that was cool. That was really cool. I thought I'd share that with you. And in fairness, he is a man, a being, just to mention him, like with the Irish lineage, and with that really changed the reality of how people, work with the mushroom and other medicines, and just so many people inspired by him. So it was, it's something for me to explore a bit more, and really interesting and beautiful gift. What else to offer at this moment? I'm looking around, and the bindweed is so beautifully entwined around so many things. Like, one is over here, it's entwined in a bit of plantain, the stalk of the plantain seed pod, and which the seed pods of plantain are extremely good. I don't want to pick one. They're extremely good as a psyllium husk. Can I get it into the frame? Oh, it's not going to fit into the frame. Wait now. Wait now. Here we go. That's a seed pod. Yes. Don't pick it unless we have to. They're really good. It's like a psyllium husk type of food. It's also you can cook them up and eat them. You can eat them raw. They are like kind of a dry substance. That's why I didn't pick it now, because I don't feel like eating it at all. It's not what I need. But they are really good as a food, as a supplement, as magic all around us. And the other thing is the bindweed, which actually I don't know. I think I've researched that before. Bindweed, they're absolutely amazing flowers. Yeah, see the white flower, the little trumpets. They're absolutely amazing. Beautiful flowers. They travel everywhere. People see them as pests, but I just think they're divine, clever, smart, and all the things. And I feel like they're really a kind of networker, a kind of communicator, and I feel the energy of them really special. Like little fairy weed, fairy fairy binder, yeah. And it's there and it's binding its way around the plantain really beautifully, and then it's here binding its way around the. Ooh, my phone! I just realised my phone isn't even attached to that, so it could fall off. Yeah, around the rushes, so it's really gorgeous. I'm gonna leave you. It is absolutely roasting. I've been in the sun in this nature spot for quite a while, and now it's time to move and return to many things that need to be done for the evening. So much blessings to you all on Lúnasa. Pray, light a candle. There's 101 ways you can celebrate a ritual at the Celtic year. If there's any advice I'm going to give you at this moment is to give something back, because there's a lot of taking and not enough giving back. And how can you give back, and what natural sense to give back? I gave my moon blood back this morning to my own garden and plants, food plants, and yes, that was one of my things to do. And I did another act actually. I went looking for drum beaters today to collect drum beaters, and as I was searching, I found found 6 big industrial farm bags in the stream. And what happens is they start coming up through the winter, and then I can find them during the summer. It happens every year. It's terrible from the farmers. And they could be there like 10, 15, 20 years, like, but the bags just don't decompose. So I pulled them out. They were a lot of work. I actually have to return and probably get Lucas to help me pull some more of them out, because I just couldn't, especially because my back is just repairing. And I did that. I carried them up. So that was my giving back. Like, giving back can be cleaning, a nature space. It can be it can be an act, and with the intention, that's something I do all the time, but this is what happened today, yeah, I'm also going to do a tobacco blessing now. That's what I'm going to do when I get off here. So that's another way to give back. Yesterday I did a drum making ritual, and I gave back then as well. So for me, it's all about giving. How can I give back? Even though we're giving, always, how can we give back? And if we're doing that alone, it just changes everything. Okay, my loves, I will see you. Slánta. Bye. Aho. Sinné. Raush. Very, very.